history is filled with men who seized power and never let it go. Kings, tyrants, dictators. But once in a generation, a different kind of leader appears. A man who defeats an empire, gains absolute power, and then simply walks away from the throne. That man was George Washington, and the decision he made did something extraordinary. It helped shape one of the most powerful democratic nations the world has ever seen, the United States. This is not just a history lesson. This is a story about power, strategy, discipline, and the rare leader who refused to become a dictator. In the 1700s, the American colonies were not free. They belonged to the most powerful empire on earth, the British Empire. Its armies spanned continents, its fleets dominated the oceans, and its wealth flowed from every corner of the world. At the center of this empire stood King George III. His authority stretched across oceans. The colonies had land, resources, and people, but they did not have power. Taxes increased, control tightened, and slowly resistance grew. What began as frustration turned into rebellion, but rebellions almost never succeed. Most revolutions collapse into chaos. Others simply replace one tyrant with another. The American rebellion would face the same danger unless a different kind of leader emerged. The colonies needed a commander, someone disciplined, someone respected, someone who could unite farmers, merchants, and militias into an army. They chose a tall Virginian landowner, a man known for his quiet authority, George Washington. Washington was not the most charismatic speaker. He was not the most experienced politician, but he possessed something far more powerful, presence. When he entered a room, people listened. When he spoke, they believed him. In 1775, he accepted command of the Colonial Army during the American Revolutionary War. But the army he inherited was not a real army. It was a collection of volunteers, farmers with muskets, young men with no training. Many lacked uniforms. Many lacked shoes. And they were about to face the most disciplined military force in the world, the British Army. A weak general would try to prove strength immediately. He would attack recklessly, and he would lose. Washington understood something different. The revolution did not need heroic battles. It needed survival. So Washington used patience as a weapon. He avoided unnecessary fights. He retreated when needed. He protected the army above everything else. Critics called him cautious, but caution kept the revolution alive, because as long as the army existed, the rebellion could not die. But survival came at a brutal cost. The winter of 1777 brought the army to the edge of collapse. At Valley Forge, soldiers suffered unimaginable hardship. Food was scarce, clothing was torn. Disease spread through the camp. Some soldiers marched through snow, leaving trails of blood behind them. Many deserted. Many died. But Washington stayed. He refused comfort. He refused safety. He shared the suffering of his men, and something powerful happened. The army stopped seeing him as a commander. They began seeing him as the embodiment of the revolution itself. Loyalty formed that could not be broken. Years passed. Battles were won. Battles were lost. But the British grew tired. Wars are expensive. Empires bleed slowly. Washington waited for the right moment, and eventually that moment arrived. 1781. The British Army was trapped in Virginia. The decisive confrontation would become the Siege of Yorktown. Washington and his allies surrounded the British forces. The escape was impossible. After weeks of pressure, the British surrendered. The most powerful empire in the world had been defeated by a group of former colonies. The impossible had happened, but the real danger was only beginning. Victory creates power, and power creates temptation. Washington now commanded the loyalty of an army, the admiration of the people, the respect of political leaders. There was no stronger figure in America. Many believed the new nation needed a king, a strong ruler, someone who could control the chaos of a newborn country. And there was only one obvious candidate, George Washington. History shows what most leaders would do. They accept the crown. They turn revolutions into personal empires. But Washington shocked the world. Instead of seizing power, he resigned. He gave up command of the army and returned to his farm. The world had never seen something like this. A victorious general voluntarily surrendering authority. Even King George III reportedly said something remarkable. If Washington truly walks away from power, he will be the greatest man alive. Years later, the new nation needed a president. Again, the choice was obvious. Washington was elected the first leader of the United States, but he remained cautious about power. He helped shape a system where authority was limited, where leaders could be replaced, where the government served the people. This was the foundation of modern democracy. Washington served 2 terms. Then he made another historic decision. He stepped down voluntarily. He refused to rule for life. This act established a tradition that leaders should eventually leave office. Power must rotate. Power must be temporary. Power must never belong to one man forever. Most leaders want control. They want admiration. They want dominance. Washington wanted stability. He understood something most rulers never learn. The true strength of a nation does not come from one powerful leader. It comes from strong institutions, from discipline, from restraint. Today, the United States is one of the most influential countries in the world, a global superpower, a nation built on democratic principles. But its foundation was not guaranteed. It began with a single decision. A leader who refused to become a dictator, a general who rejected a crown, and a man who proved that greatest victory and power is knowing when to let it go. That man was George Washington. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content about the leaders who shaped our world. See you next time.